Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. And whoa. Harstem, Gerald versus Young Yakov. What did you have to sell to get this replay on? Let me tell you. My dignity, my honor. For days I had to work into the coal mines. Deep, where it's dirty. And men do hard manual labor. But I got it in the end. Winter Madness, Gerald versus Young Yakov. As the prophecy foretold. A banger of a game. Both of these players, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to cast these two guys. Gerald, I said it before, I'll say it again. This guy freaking loves StarCraft, okay? This man, he eats, he breathes StarCraft 2. He's lost 15 kilos. It's a terrible diet. He just can't stop himself. He sits behind his PC doing StarCraft 2 the entire day long. Surreal. The stamina on this guy is something different. Young Yakov, on the other hand, new up-and-comer, young Russian player. Fantastic guy. Can absolutely drink a couple of shots of vodka if you want him to. Also pretty freaking fast when it comes to playing Zerg. Aggressive style. Doesn't love the late game. But likes to think of himself as someone that loves the late game. You often hear people say, fake it till you make it. Young Yakov is faking that he loves the late game. He'll sometimes get there and it's like, I wish I wasn't here, but I want to be like Cyril, you know? Everyone wants to be like Cyril, but nobody wants to play late game ZVP. So make it out what you will. Oracle's just scouting around, looking for a drone to kill. Can continue looking for a while. I don't think he's going to get any. He even was too afraid to cast a Revelation there, I think. Okay, he's gonna get a Stasis Ward down, which is something. Sadly for him, Young Yakov's a little bit too fast. A little bit fast. We're gonna get another one here, isn't it? Oh, is that in range? Look at him, he's very accurately positioning that. And this is going to hit big time. At the same time, we have some adepts. No, sorry, a second Oracle coming in. So Oracle number 1 gets the fattest Stasis in the world. Look at the income here. Like, this is the outcome of what a Stasis Ward does to your eco, right? Freaking 1900 minerals a minute against 1200. A Stasis is what, 22 seconds? Is it 21, 24? It's like it's an insane amount of time. Okay, this hit at 457. Let's see when I think it's 21 seconds. I think it's 21 seconds. So we think it stops at 18. Like, that's a lot of freaking mining. That is a lot of freaking mining that you lose. Couple more shades coming in right now. Link count not quite high enough. You'd expect it to stop now. Yeah, okay. I think it's 21 seconds exactly. The Stasis Ward timing. Okay, 4 more drones going down. Are the Oracles nearby to help out? No, they're not. 1 more Adept is gonna fall. Next Adept will eventually fall. It's gonna pretend like it can take something down. Just this Adept walking around though is annoying because you need to walk around with the Queens as well. Oh my god. This high ground spot is absolutely diabolical. 1 more drone almost goes down, but it doesn't quite. Adept manages to escape as the triple Oracle comes back in to try and deal some damage. This has been a very active early game over here. It's rare to see the Stasis Ward harass come in, but he's been doing some phenomenal moves already. We get another double Stasis right now. Queen's target down 1, but the second one hits. What is that? All drones? That is 16 drones. He hit 16 drones. That is so that's 1/3 of a minute that you miss in mining. Gonna be like what, like 350 minerals or so that you lose. It's the equivalent of just killing a hatchery without a cancel. Like, that is freaking big, and it's happened twice already. So if you're wondering why Young Yakov is feeling so poor, why he's looking so poor, that is why. It's also because he hasn't been doing the hard manual labor in the coal mines with me. Because boy does it pay well. I also would afford all these high level replays as of late. Okay, Blink coming in. This is a very minor push out. This is 5 stalkers. This is not something that scares Young Yakov. Okay, this is not the boogeyman. This is not him at all. If Young Yakov would be in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie, or the Harry Potter book, you know, when they're in the Defense Against the Dark Arts, I think the guy's called Lupin or something. You have this thing in the closet that comes out and it represents your biggest fear. There's not going to be 7 Stalkers and 3 Oracles. It's going to be Stasis Wards for Young Yakov. Young Yakov pulls out his wand. Boom. Ridiculous, that thing. See you later, Stasis. This is a nice run by the way. This is such a cool way of dealing with pressure. I really think, I don't want to say it's underrated because a lot of people do it, but I think it is so powerful and we still see it too little. So yeah, actually it is underrated. That is exactly what underrated means. It is popular, but it should be even more popular. Like, we even got another Stalker warp in. I love this like attempt. It's not going to work out, but I think the attempt is cool. It shows, you know, the ability to think in the moment. It's like, hey, and the willingness to force mistakes out of the opponent. Something that I don't think Serral would do. Like, try to morph two Banelings there. Serral respects his opponents too much. I think because Serral doesn't have empathy. He can't imagine what it's like to suck at StarCraft. He's like, surely they're gonna notice the two Banelings. No way that deals damage. The young Yakov, he was, you know, he came from the freaking StarCraft gutter. He knows what it's like to play dirty. To be down and out. Okay. He absolutely knows what this is. This is an interesting blink forward. This should be game. This should be game, by the way. Holy crap, there's so many Stalkers. We also have still a Stormer in the back. Another blink forward. As Hydras are being taken out at a pace that is higher than when the Hydras are being reborn at. Rebuild. Going on creep always carries some risk though. Centrifugal hooks done. +2 attack for melee also done. Everybody wants to kill Zerg. Nobody wants to fight on creep. Ooh. That's a fairly long time spent in the storm there. Whenever it would rain outside, my dad would always say, we're not made of sugar. However, if it was a High Templar storm, I don't think it matters whether you're made of sugar or not. You could be made of flesh and bones, daddy. And you'd still be getting destroyed. This is a lot of Stalkers, by the way. I'm not a fan of this. I do not enjoy this. 24 Stalkers. So you should always calculate it differently. Like every 6 Stalkers is an Archon. Or every 6 Stalkers is 2 Templar. And then on top of the Archon, also 5 Zealots. So if I could trade 12 Stalkers right now for 2 Archons and like 10 Zealots, I would 100% of the time. Like that would be way better. You can send the Zealots around to do some damage. Like these guys by themselves, they freaking suck. It's gonna go into a fleet beacon here, which is very rapid. There's no robo units behind this. Baneling's now gonna roll in. Not gonna get the damage that they want. They wanted to kill a lot of things. They killed nothing. Really the worst outcome. Zealot run by moving across the map. Probe is with it as well. Moral support more so than anything else. I don't know why this probe is here, but the probe is here. Perhaps that is the most important thing. Instead of asking why, ask why not. Well, because it doesn't have a lot of attack damage and it dies quickly. It's really just a waste of money. That is why not. Fair reasons. Gerald will not be doing that another time. Lurker then is on the way right now, so Young Yakov sees that his Hydraling Bane plan has largely failed, and he is setting up for the Serral late game. This is a typical Serral game, by the way. Get behind in the early game and mid game because you're playing overly safe, or because your opponent is playing overly risky and you weren't prepared for it. And then go into a late game and try to stabilize the game. And then through having a bigger brain, faster fingers, and a better understanding, win anyway in the late. Now, the problem with copying that is that Serral actually does have all those characteristics, and we're about to see whether the same rings true for Young Yakov. So far, I am not that impressed. He's on 5 bases, he's gonna take 10 gas. Gerald probably is dreaming of a 5th base as well at this point. This is a tough map to take a 5th on though. Like, this is really far forward, really quite open. Like, you have so much space to defend. This base also feels really uncomfortable to take. Although it is on a high ground. Nah, actually, I wouldn't wish this 5th base on my worst enemy. Actually, I would. This is not that bad to wish upon your worst enemy. Like, I don't think my worst enemy should be like killed by having a piano fall on them. But this is a 5th. I think that is fairly medium, actually. That is absolutely okay. Protocol is taking the longer. What the hell is this guy going for? If he throws down a double stasis right now, that would be sick. This is so not allowed. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. That feels so freaking illegal. Okay, sees the lurker then at least. That is something. Yeah, look at this. Look at this base. This is such a tough 5th to hold. Seismic Spines is done, by the way. Are Tempest out yet? No, but yeah, 3 are out. Mothership is out too. Next set of Tempest is on the way here too. A couple of storms gonna rain down. Banelings. Nope, not gonna connect. This base is secure. This base is the opposite of secure. Probably freaking dead. These Hydras are gonna fall. Okay, and now we have to watch to see what Gerald will do. You know what is an interesting play here? Is to give up this base and just straight up have counterattacked with this. Like right over here. Use the Tempest to defend if necessary. Okay, it's gonna get nothing there. It was a good blink forward. I think you probably could have gotten 2 lurkers if you target fire a bit better. He didn't target fire a bit better, so he didn't get 2 lurkers. That is the way of the world as well. Can we get a hold position, perhaps? Yeah, no. John's just continuing to mine. Hold position in front of spines is really quite busted. Adrenal Glands is here. That makes these links significantly better against Zealots than without the Adrenal Glands. And this is just a scary army to do it. I don't actually see how young Yakov is planning on dealing with it. His army consists of 4 Hydras. Sorry, 2 Hydras, 3 Corruptors, 10 Lurkers, 6 Queens. Hey, that's it. And 87 drones. He has a god-awful army. It doesn't really feel like he can deal with this crap. At all. The Zealots are trying to move in. Do we have an Oracle nearby? No, we don't. We need detection. We need vision. We need your love and we need your time. When everything is wrong, Gerald will make it right. Let's see if he can make stuff happen here. Revelation. I don't like revelations on creep tumors. I really believe that to be the... Like, I'm very conservative when it comes to that. I believe that to be the task of the observer. You know? I don't like these modern rules. Like, I'm a traditional man. You know? And you can blame me for it. But I believe that the observer is in charge of clearing the creep, and the revelation is in charge of doing the difficult task of capturing vision on things like lurkers and forces that move around more. Yeah, these new school players, they just do what they like. Traditions that are decades old, like using observers to clear creep, just being thrown in the trash like that, it hurts me, okay? It does hurt me. Can we get an observer, actually? Does he not have a robo? He doesn't have a robo, okay. Ooh, Nidus goes down. There's 3 Tempests that are idling, though. Yeah, good luck with the Nidus, boss. This single lurker did a lot. Like, attention-wise. But also just 6 worker kills. Like, it's not that bad. Like, I think he can be proud of himself. Infestor's now coming out. Young Yakov is trying to stabilize. But it also kind of feels like he's, you know, making his suffering last a little bit longer. That's often what ZVP late games feel like if you're not winning as a Zerg. It can really feel like your suffering just, you know, gets longer and longer. You're not really achieving a whole lot. Changeling's now moving across. This is a good Nidus position, by the way. Like, imagine 12 lurkers coming out here. Actually, there's so many cannons. Holy crap. You also have like a random Templar and Archons here. You have a Nidus on the right. Also a lot of cannons. I like how spread out they are. Makes it harder to splash on top of them. Requires a lot of attention. People always think that all cannons should be built close together. That's true against Lynx and Ultras. But against lurkers, if they're spread out like this, like lurkers need to siege up here, then they need to siege up here, then they need to siege up here. And you're just working through these layers and layers of cannons. And it just takes a lot of time and you stall a lot. However, Lynx, of course, have a much easier time surrounding them. So that could be an issue. Could build gateways to deal with that, but that also has extra money and requires more attention. Spines are going to deal with these Zealots. What are their upgrades? They're 3-1 right now. They're on the way to 3-2. Plus 2 arrows on the way. Ooh, Nidus gets taken out. And the lurkers don't get to escape. We have another lurker army that's going in over here. I think Gerald is set up well enough. I don't really think he can lose. Like any of his side bases. And I don't really see a way for him to lose the main army either. He has 9 Tempests though. I'm not a huge fan of Tempest counts above 7 or 6. Like having a couple of backup Tempests to make sure that you can always one-shot whatever it is you want to one-shot. Vipers, Corruptors, Brute-Lords. But 9... The problem with Tempest is that there's just a lot of overfire. You're always targeting with Tempest. And there's really no point to it. Okay, there we go. They're quite supply heavy as well. That's another thing, right? Quite supply heavy. Okay, a couple of cannons coming down. Nidus once more in the natural. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna get a recall for that. Full recall, may I add. Oof. We're gonna have to deal with, yeah, that's what I'm saying, these guys. 2 Immortals were in the main. They could have just probably helped out if they were aware of the fact that they were there. This is why I don't mind having like cannons in random positions in the main. Like once you have like 6k, I think a cannon should be covering every angle in your main, so you don't ever have to deal with Nidus Worms again. Because Nidus Worms are... they're kind of like the Zerg drops, you know? You always need to prepare for them. And you can stop it, and it will just cost you some money. Microbial Shroud now on the way. It's crazy how well Young Yakov has managed to stabilize. It's very, very impressive. This move I give 5 stars. Oh, he's gonna go in. Is he gonna Microbial Shroud in front of the cannons? Or is he just gonna walk in without Microbial Shroud? Cannons deal quite well with Ultralis, by the way. Like they're really fine. Like, you see this? This is quite a bit of damage. Storms on top of it as well. A couple of Stalker Warpins. Yeah, these Ultras just need to go back home, man. Back where you came from. Not allowed in. No working visa over here on the fort base of Gerald. Nidus goes down in front of the cannon. It's not gonna work. Cute attempt. But that's all it really is, a cute attempt. Like a 3-year-old trying to flirt with the kindergarten teacher. It doesn't work. Well, at least it shouldn't. What's wrong with you, kindergarten teacher? Get out of here. That would be quite a surprise to see your kindergarten teacher in the Epstein files. Ay, ay, ay. Probably switch kindergarten, wouldn't you? Nice fungal hits. Nice fungal hits. Nice fungal. No extra fungals. There's really not enough deterrents here. Anti-air deterrents. You see that? There's nothing really that kills the Corruptors. That stops the Corruptors from flying in. Zoning Storm's not good enough. A couple of Archons are just necessary to deal with this crap. Or even Void Rays. Void Rays sound stupid, but they have very high damage output. Very, very high damage output. Especially against Corruptors. This is a bad fight for Gerald. I'm not sure if it was a bad fight resource lost-wise, but tempo-wise, it definitely was a bad fight. And I think also resource lost. We're going to need a stronger ground army consisting of Immortal, less Stalkers, more Archons. And then I'm still okay with Tempest, with slightly less. Young Yakov has found his stride though, look at this. He's taking side bases. He's running across. Pop, it's gonna pound on some of these side bases. Links, when there's no Templar available, are so freaking strong, it's crazy. Look at these cannons go down. Like they're not even there. They're being sneezed at. And they're falling over. Like, this is actually is this a winning battle? Dude, Gerald is just dying. There's no anti-air. That is a problem, given the fact that there's 3 Tempest. Okay, now the Corruptors are moving forward. Microbial Shroud gets used. Love to see it. 14 workers going down. We have the Ling Ultra still going in as well. Yeah, Tempest even need to move back. Gerald at 97 supply. And Gerald is a player that likes to stay in games, let me tell you. But this game feels extremely over. Yes, he has the side base. This base theoretically is still alive at this point. This might even get defended. But we're gonna have, what, like half a mining base and a full mining base. Meanwhile, Young Yakov has all the bases. Don't forget how good this game was for Gerald. Gerald was maxed out on like a 4k bank. And this does raise the question. Is Zerg actually imbalanced in the late game right now? If Young Yakov, this Cyril wannabe, can make a comeback like this... Oh, wait, did I speak too soon? Uh-oh. No, not all your lurkers. 83 army supply to 74. Look at this. Corruptors are being built. There's 8 Tempest out. How does Gerald keep finding money to build these Tempest? Every time I look at it, there's more Tempest. We're going to get a Neural Parasite right now. 16 Corruptors on the way. We only have 3 Ultras, which is really not a whole lot. We're going to go for a drive-by, which I like. I hope it's onto the 3rd. Going here, I think, would be suicide. Suicidal. I hope Young Yakov is not suicidal with his links. We're waiting for Neural to finish up. Once you get Neural, you catch both of these Archons, like, the fight just ends. So, Immortals without Archons actually tend to die to Ling Ultra. Because they're shooting Links instead of Ultras. These Zealot Rumbies are good as well, by the way. I think the game is evening up. Freaking zealots going everywhere. Really makes you wonder if Geralt can beat someone like Young Yakov after Young Yakov is a huge lead. Whether this matchup maybe is imbalanced in favor of Protoss in the late game. Corruptors now moving in are gonna get the kill here. Gonna go for the Mothership. I was gonna say go for the Tempest, but there's no detection here. So first the Mothership, then the Tempest. Yeah, oh, both of them survive. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too, and he got neither. No cake and didn't get to eat it. Really the worst of the outcomes. Supplies are really close. Income is really close. The one thing that Young Yakov has got going for himself is the fact that he has multiple bases he can mine from. He also doesn't need to mine gas anymore. He's still doing it, but theoretically not necessary. Because he has, I mean, he's 1800 gas in the bank. Ooh, links are gonna get caught. Get a little bit greedy there. Wanted to go in. You think he can go for like a Baneling run by maybe? I feel like that would be cool as hell. Yeah, borrow one link. Of course, of course, of course. Okay, these zealots coming in. Yeah, I really think having a like a Baneling run by starting here and then going thrap. Cannon's very far to the right, so you can definitely try and do something there. This base is under heavy fire. That means that Young Yakov is being pushed back onto 1.5 base as well. Both players now are going to be on... Well, actually, Geralt's going to be on 1 base mining. Young Yakov on 1.5. But I think Geralt is a slightly stronger army. The Neurals are going to be essential here. Of the essence. Zealot run by over there on the right side. Temp is now going behind. Ooh, if he could snipe this hatch, that would be huge. He's gonna go for it. That is 1. Is he gonna get 2? No, he's not. Do we get a fungal? Hits 1. It's not enough. Don't forget Neurals on. Look at all the upgrades. They're covering the freaking entire screen. Zerg has so many upgrades they need to get. That is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 upgrades. I might have miscounted. Could be 19, but I think it's 20. That's a lot of upgrades. And don't forget that some of these upgrades are like multi-upgrades. Zerg needs to spend so much cash into upgrades each and every single game. This base is now a real liability as well. Queens need to walk over and start transfusing it. Like late game, having the only real mining base that you have be this low just means that if any zealot gets through at any point, it's just gonna die. So you're forced basically to leave units at home or to heal it up. Like what he's doing right now is completely non-viable. Geralt is re-expanding towards this base. Like these 3 zealots could just end the game if they get the hatchery. However, this could also be bait. Young Yakov is keeping this low. Oh! This also was bait. Don't worry about it. You lose 7 infestors if you're someone else. It probably is bad for you, but Young Yakov has a plan here. His plan is to pretend to be weak and then actually be weak as well. You know, he's really selling it. This is one of the mistakes that people often make when they read the Art of War. And it says, pretend to be weak when you're strong. Here, Young Yakov is pretending to be weak while he's weak. This is the ultimate mind game. Eat that, Sun Tzu. Because you're always expecting the reverse psychology. You know, too many people read the Art of War. You need to reverse the Art of War. Which is just showing what you are. You know, your true colors. Be weak when you're weak. Be strong when you're strong. This base is very weak. Very, very weak. I hate how many stalkers he has in his army. I really hate it. I could say a strong dislike, but the stalker is such a bad unit. The only thing it's good at is chasing corruptors. But the moment you're chasing corruptors, you usually already want to fight. And these others are gonna make a big play for it. I can't wait for them to absolutely smash this extractor. That's a juicy target right there, let me tell you. Oh my god, these others are gonna go in. Gonna right-click this extractor that's done mining. Oh boy. Yakov's gonna be in a world of trouble when that happens. There's a link borrowed over here. There's a base that's going up. It's gonna get killed. And an instant. Pew. No cancel. That's a pretty big deal. 52k to 45k resources lost. Oh, it actually shows on the bottom right. I didn't even realize that. Only if I have nothing selected, though. Oh, the more you know. All right. What are these zealots doing? Maybe they're just waiting until a hatch comes up here. Okay, Oracle is here too. We have the Mothership for invisibility. We have Gerald trying to expand towards the far right. It's not working out though for him. Oh, Oracle gets sniped. That's neat. We even have a Viper here. 7 Tempest. So if you can pick off like 3-4 Tempest here, that would be a huge deal. Did he just attack one of his own Corruptors and killed it? I think he did. Accidental aim move, your own Corruptor. Happens to the best. Oh, borrowed link. I think Yakov is too single army focused right now. No, not again. Dude, we just rebuilt them. This is the... maybe it's like Remembrance Day for the investors. They go here like every 2 years to remember the fallen investors in this exact place. I love this run by. This is 100% correct. And you can see that he wants to pounce on this base. Like while this is happening. A couple of ultras here would be a big deal. As in like 1 ultra. 2 ultras would be fantastic. He really does need to split something off to that right side though. Because this base is super vital. And you also want to kill the left side. Because this is a stronghold still. Like this is a place that allows Gerald to more confidently move up this ramp. Because he can always fall back into this area. And you don't want that. Oh, investors. The investor movement so far has been extremely mediocre. Okay, here come the 2 ultras. This is 100% correct. Ideally before the cannon goes up. I would love that. Ooh, it's a little bit too aggressive. A couple of banelings wouldn't have hurt either. Ideally you have the ultras tank while the links fight. At the same time we have another fight over here. Investors now could neural. They're not neuraling. They're just sitting back. Now we're gonna go in. We get 1 neural. This is fairly mediocre. Lots of damage on those Corruptors. This base has been taken out once more though. Get the Zealots into the main base out of all the things. Ultra Cavern actually under some heavy fire. This base needs to be given up 100%. I'll keep it a $150 with you guys. If this cavern dies, that would be a pretty big deal. Because that is the main way to reinforce ground army. I guess lurkers are still a possibility as well. Okay, Zealots now start banging some of these drones. Non-consensually. Not okay. Okay, so, I mean, this is not a fight you can take. This is not a big enough ground army. We have 2k in the bank. What are we doing here? Losing that cavern was such a big deal. I cannot stress enough how big of a deal that actually was. Hey, this is the heal. No, we cannot do this. This is such a ridiculous thing to do. There is so much cash in the bank right now for young Yakov. What he needs to be doing is, this base is secure. He's mining from there. He needs to deny the right side bases. And he's been doing that. But he needs to create a ground army that can fight this ground army. And I think he can do it. I don't even think it's going to be that hard. It's going to consist of 9 ultras. It's going to consist of about 80 links. And then maybe 10, 12 banelings. And you want to come from 2-3 sides. You take over, you neural the Archons. And then if you come from multiple sides with links, this army cannot win. Storms will not work well enough against that. But you need to get a surround. And a neural is very nice to have. Actually, with 2 Archons, a neural is not even necessary. But it gives you more time to fight. Link count needs to be high. That is essential. It actually is essential. It almost never feels essential to have high link counts in the late game. But against an army like this, I think it's very big. Oh my god, this investor movement has been nothing but piss poor so far this game. Like, they're not a scouting unit. Like, what are we doing here? Oh, we could try to unborrow. These rocks need to be taken out, like, years ago. They're making it much harder to move. Another thing that could be done is young Yakov going into the main base. Or the side bases. I really think this should have been done earlier. I only thought of it now as well, the same time young Yakov did. But it's 100% the correct call. Because it spreads your opponent out a bit. And it's really difficult to deal with stuff like this with warpins. Really, really difficult. At the same time, we have a rotation over here towards the right. Ultras are going to show up. Links are going to end up dying. Is this all we have ground-wise? Why does this army feel so weak? 45 workers only. What does our army consist of right now, Yakov? 18 Corruptors, 11 Ultras, 8 Infestors. 28 new links on the way. What's our queen count? 3. Okay. It feels okay. Maybe the Ultra count is a bit high. Like these last 2, I'm not sure if they're necessary. Oh. Yeah, Zealots into links is nasty stuff. It's really nasty business. I think taking out this base is not a mistake either, by the way. It makes the vision on the left side a lot worse as well. It really does. And just taking out this assimilator, like all of these are pretty much free pickings at this point. And then you really want to lean heavily onto attacking the main base. Because I think taking this right side and holding your main are incompatible thoughts. Like, you need to have a pre-split army for that. And Gerald so far just hasn't been pre-splitting a whole lot. So it's... I just don't think this is going to be possible. This is once again... I am not happy at all with how these guys have been moving. This is a good move, but there's no Corruptors to finish the job. They're way too late into the fight. Tempest in the back are helping out. A couple of Immortals are going to get cleared here as well. As the Corruptors, I think we need another set of Neurals here. Another set of Neurals might be necessary. Ultras continue fighting. 4 more Ultras coming in behind this. Oh, he's going to go for the Mothership. This feels risky, but he gets it. Now he's going to go for the Tempest. Gets 1 Tempest. That's about it. Maybe a turnaround here to try and save the Infestors would be wise. I do believe that Young Yakov is winning. Didn't love how that fight went, though. Oh, this is way too far forward. Aye, Gerald. A desperation move for a desperate fella. That felt very, very desperate indeed. These Ultras are falling quite low, though. The bank is not as high as it once was for Young Yakov. This looks good for Yakov supply-wise, but where's that supply? A lot of that is in Corruptors. This Ultra is still gonna die with a blink forward. Ooh, he doesn't blink forward. Not fast enough, at least. Oh, a turnaround. Okay, 2 Ultras coming in, not waiting for the links. Could be considered a mistake. No fungal nearby either. Corruptors are gonna start peeing here on this Nexus. Wonder if you can keep it alive, maybe with a battery recharge. Nope, this base is gonna fall. Big time. Big time. Zealot over here. Zealot over... Zealots over here. And a Zealot over here. It is time for Archons. Yeah, I was gonna say. What is our count of units right now? We have 4 Archons, 11 Stalkers, 1 Immortal versus 5 Ultras and 23 Lings. And Corruptor still floating around as well, of course. An anti-Nexus force. Income is actually in favor currently of Gerald. And if Gerald manages to take out this base, that's going to remain the case, because this is the only mining base. The rest is all long distancing. Long distance never works. Borrowed Ultra. This game is very exciting. If this base dies, I think Yakov is dead. I think Yakov is accidentally dead. Losing those 2 Ultras in the middle was a huge blunder. Turning them around like that. Because Gerald has been mining from more patches. Now both players are going to take each other out. There's going to be one last fight right now. We're going to have Infestors for it. Look at these guys going in. Is there a recall available? There is a recall available, and we're going to get that. This is the last patch. So like, this is not a big army anymore. Ooh, free Stalker. I think if you fight with Infestors and you get to neural all the Archons, you might be fine. But it feels like Young Yakov is kind of backing himself into a corner. Should not want to fight here, but kind of gets baited into it. Immortal in the back, dealing a lot of damage. Ultra's also dishing out a lot of damage though, but there's no catch on those Stalkers. 195 income against 111. And this has got to be our last fight. And Young Yakov has now officially died. GG gets called. Gerald's going to win after 35 minutes and 15 seconds. What a game. Really, actually a really sick game. Did enjoy that. I hope you guys did too. If so, don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see all of you next time for more videos. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.